back to Turbo Spool. I just want to start off this video by saying a big thank you to everybody that's taken the time to subscribe. For somebody that's doing this as a hobby, and I'm only doing this like every other week, more or less, and for the last 6 months, to be already with 570 subscribers as of this morning, guys, I'm very humbled by that. So thank you all so much for the support. I just want to say that. What I want to know today is how much of a power loss is there, if any, between the catless downpipe that I currently have in the car versus the high flow catalytic that I have right here from RVG. Now, I'm not going to bother recording the process of how to put on a downpipe and whatnot because there's a million and one videos already. They're all the same, essentially. So, so let me just go ahead and show you what I have here right now. All right, so just so that everybody knows what's going on, this is my factory downpipe. So the way that this is designed is that there's actually two catalytic elements in here. Turbo goes on this side, then here you have one catalytic element and then a gap, then a second catalytic right here. So, and these are very, very restrictive. So that's why you get so much power just by switching this out. That's what I did. I have a catless downpipe in my car right now that I've been running for like 3.5 years now. What this is now is a high flow catalytic downpipe from RVG. I actually found this one at an amazing deal online for a used one. This one is only 8 months old. The dude traded in the car. So, I mean, this one is basically brand new and I got it for almost half the price. So I couldn't turn that down. But even used, I have to say that the quality is impeccable. There are some marks on it, but they're clearly from the installation. As far as the welds and everything go, this is very, very high quality. So I'm very happy with this. All right, so let me show you the differences. So here's the factory one, so you can see that material there. I don't know if you can even focus on it, but you see how small the holes are? Just think of airflow having to go through there, your exhaust gases having to go through there, and and then again on the second catalytic behind it. But yeah, it's very, very restrictive in there. So compare that to the one from RVG, and look at that. You can actually see the holes in there. So they're much bigger holes, and that's what makes it a high capacity. Now, some people will ask, why in the world would I want to go from a catless downpipe to a high flow cat? And honestly, there's several reasons. For me in particular, my reasoning is because I am sick and tired of the stink of gasoline every cold start. And even when it's fully warmed up, if I'm stopped at a light, I can't have the windows down if the wind is pushing it towards the cabin, because then the cabin stinks of gasoline. And so, yeah, I'm too old for that crap, like when I was 20, when I was a teenager, yeah, no problem. But nowadays it's like, nah. You also have to take into account for other people that if they move and they have to have a catalytic, maybe they can get away with a high flow catalytic, perhaps. If that's the case, then that's awesome. That way they don't have to be switching in and out of the factory one for inspection and then going back to the catless. If it can just run the high flow cat year round, how awesome is that, So that's another thing. And then also, like, it's actually going to quiet it down a little bit. With the flaps of my mufflers closed, it's actually pretty quiet. It's quieter than factory, but when I open them up, especially when I'm cruising on the highway, there's a little bit of drone. It's not bad, honestly. Like, and it's only at certain speeds. But if I can get eliminated altogether, that'd be great. And I think that adding a high flow catalytic will do that. So there's an experiment. I'm going to see what happens. Now, with that said, the main subject of this video is, do you lose power by going from catless to a high flow catalytic? Now, just to refresh you guys, I am still tuning on 91 octane with David Shop. We're almost done with it, but I did just add fogger, so now we need to take that into account for the tune. Anyway, so just a few days ago, I actually did a third gear pull. And so what I did is I took a screenshot of that log, and then I'm going to replace the downpipe with a high flow cat. And then I'm going to go do that same pull, third gear, just like the one I did. And let's see, like, we're going to see the airflow difference, if there's any difference at all. And that's going to settle this question. Hey guys, so it's been a whole week since we left off. And unfortunately, when I went to go install the new downpipe, I realized that my jack was on its way out. So I was like, it's already 15 years old or whatnot. So let's get a new one. And it took me a whole week to make the time to go to the store and get a new jack. So I finally got one. We replaced the downpipe, so now I have the CATTED wrapped downpipe in here. And so far what I can tell you is that cold start is slightly quieter. Not much, but it's enough to notice it. So far I'm just letting it warm up in front of my house. So far it is dead silent, I have to say. And I do have the valves on the mufflers closed right now. So let's see in a minute once I go driving, and we'll get a better idea then. Okay guys, so the test drive went amazing. I can confirm now to you guys that there is no power difference between a high flow CATTED downpipe and a catless downpipe. So if you look at my numbers, and I'm gonna go ahead and put a screenshots right now for it, okay? So let me put it to you right here. So this is my last one that I did with a catless downpipe, 3rd gear. That was a few weeks ago. And that one, as you can tell, the mass airflow sensor is reading 393 grams per second. And then here's the new one that I just did. This one is now showing 377. Yes, I agree that that is less airflow. However, you have to take into account that today is a much hotter day than it was when I did that catless downpipe one. And on a turbo engine, it makes a big difference. A 16 gram per second difference can easily be accounted for by the hotter temperature. Just so you guys know, on that catless downpipe pull, the intake air temps were 88 degrees Fahrenheit, and the one I just did right now, they were 98 degrees Fahrenheit. So that difference alone can easily account for those 16 grams per second. So honestly, with that said, even if you're talking about a 5 gram per second difference, you're not gonna notice that. I didn't notice this 16 gram per second difference as it is until I looked at the numbers. I was like, oh yeah, it's also a hotter day. So there you go, there's the difference. All right, so with that said, guys, thank you so much. As always, consider subscribing, hit the like button, and I got more projects for this car and the Jetta. Thank you so much.